everyone. I hope you are well and you slept well. So today is the very last day of this online retreat, this 40 days retreat. So today I will not. There will not be a presentation like in the previous days. It will be more. I give like a retrospective and like my thoughts about the topic, the theme of this retreat, and what we saw during those 40 days. Of course, in the yesterday we already saw mostly what we talked about in this retreat. But today it will be again something maybe a bit different, also about living lifestyle and about the also meditation, mindfulness, the practice that we saw after the presentations, also like a summary. So yeah, first, why did I wish to have this 40 days retreat? Well, the reason is that this topic, this theme is central to my life. It is it is very important to me, to my heart. Of course, not only to me, but I try to help all beings in any shape or form that I can, and not only humans but all living beings in my own little way. I cannot do that much, but I can do what I can do. There is a wonderful saying by a wonderful animal rights activist and angel, Colleen Patrick Goudreau, and she said, don't do nothing because you cannot do everything. Do something, anything, which is quite beautiful. Just mean that we should not think that we should do everything. We cannot change the world just like a magic wand. We can only do what we can, and it matters even a little bit. So I just hope that for those presentations, maybe it sows some seeds of kindness and compassion around the world, and that those seeds would sprout whenever they would sprout, be it today, in a week, in a month, in a year, or in 10, 20, 30 years. Maybe someone watching this will be reminded of those presentations, maybe those topics, and then something will happen that they would think about it, and maybe one would apply what is discussed, because it is so important, so incredibly important to this world, for this world, for the survival of this world, for having peace in this world, having more kindness and compassion. It's so unbelievably important. I cannot stress that enough. This is really the beginning, the foundation of peace and compassion, and and universal compassion and kindness. It all begins with how we relate to our environment. Our actions are very important, and also what we say and what we think. But actions are the most potent, of course. And yeah, to start to really open up our hearts to other beings, to all beings, not limit ourselves only to humans. Often we limit ourselves, our compassion to humans. It's wonderful to have compassion to humans. It's very important, of course. But we are just one species among. They said that there are 8.4 million types of species in this world, and so we are just an infinitesimal amount of species. Of course, we human beings are important. There's a great purpose for human life, a great purpose for the human species. It's one that can grow quite a lot and become rich like the summum of spirituality, of expanding our consciousness, awareness to basically infinity, which which may not be possible with other for other species. But that doesn't mean that we are in any way higher or better than any other species. It just means we have other possibilities, because we have, of course, a strong cognitive abilities. Again, doesn't mean we are better than other beings, other species. And the thing is, we need to use that cognitive abilities to for good, for helping, not for destroying. It's like any tool can be used for good or for bad. And our mind, our bodies can be used either for good or for bad. And although we have this opportunity to advance our consciousness, to expand our consciousness, if we don't take that opportunity, we will have to return to Earth in one form or another. We cannot escape this cycle of reincarnation, basically, until we learn our lesson. It's okay to take sometimes one's time. It's one could say we should not rush things, but still, violence can never be needless violence can never be kind of, I don't know how to say it, approved, or that it is okay. Needless violence is needless violence, and this we need to stop it. If we want to reach the purpose of life, to start to expand our consciousness, expand our hearts, expand our spiritual practice, this the very foundation of that practice is virtues, to develop virtues. Unfortunately, often virtues only include virtues towards humans. It is very, very limiting. It's very self-centered. Human self-centered, not very expansive. So consciousness awareness is very limited. It's like very small. And we need to expand our consciousness, and for that we need to expand our heart and start seeing all beings as the beautiful beings they are, be it humans and all the animal people. Then our consciousness expands, our heart expands to include all beings. No one is excluded from the family of the beloved. All are part of this family. And this family does not include only the human species. So if we want to advance spiritually, doesn't matter what we practice, doesn't matter which meditation one practice or which spiritual path one practice, which guide one practices. This foundation of compassion is fundamental. And that's why the vegan lifestyle is so important in this world, in all worlds, basically, not only in this world, because it expands our consciousness. In a way, it shows us what we can become, that we can become a loving person, a truly loving, universally loving person that sees all life as sacred. Not only humans, but all life, because all life is sacred. All life, all life is, if one removes all the veils of illusion, all life is the beloved. There's only the beloved, there only was a beloved all the time. The beloved is one. There is nothing but the beloved everywhere. Wherever one turns, there is the beloved. There is nothing else but the beloved. Every atom, every being is a reflection of the Supreme Beloved, the one that we long for in our hearts. And it is just that the Beloved likes to also likes to, she's very playful. She likes to experience different costumes, She's like, she's maybe a fashion addict. She takes on different forms for experimenting, for having fun. And because it's beautiful, that's why there are so many species. She just takes on the form of different species to have fun. And to have some experiences. And she is the beloved. All beings are the beloved when we remove the veils again of illusions. When we see it clearly. When we look at a pig, a cow, a dog, a cat, a chicken, an ant, a fly, a bird, a fish. When we look at their eyes, we look at the eyes of the beloved. No one else can. How can there be anyone else but the beloved? And it's consciousness, it's awareness. It is the beloved is is a sea of consciousness, a sea of love, of true love, of beauty, of joy. Um, and we and when we hurt any being, we hurt the beloved ourselves, and that is very sad. Um, and the humans are the only one who's doing what we do for no needlessly, because our constitution is not. We are neither carnivores, of course, and we are not omnivores either. Um, we are frugivores or herbivores. Um, we are much more aligned with them, and so we go outside of our what we are naturally born to consume. And but not only that, once we no longer see animals as like worthy of living, then it snowballs into terrible other things as well, like so much abuse of all sorts for animals, like testing in laboratories. Doesn't matter for which reason, even medical reason is terrible. It's horrible. Imagine that if we would be in a cage and tested upon and ultimately killed just for someone else testing something on us that they don't even need to, and that doesn't tell them much, because testing on animals doesn't mean that it will work even on humans. So this is just completely wrong. And also fashion, that we use leather and wool and fur. We are stealing from the animals, and honey also. Honey is not for humans. Honey is for the bees. We should not steal from them. Bees are wonderful creatures, and they work so hard for their honey, and we come and steal them away. Same for the milk. The milk is for the cows, calves, cows' babies, or other animals' babies. Animals-based milk is not for humans, never has been. The only milk that is for us is the human's milk, necessary for babies, for humans' babies. We are the only species that drinks milk from another species, and that is creates so many diseases in our bodies. There's nothing sacred. For our consumption, drinking milk from cows is doesn't make any sense at all. It's it is poison for our bodies. No matter what people may be saying, and and nowadays it's absolutely terrible what happens in the dairy industry, and the cheese also is very addictive because it has casein, which turns into casomorphin in the brain, and then it's like it's a drug, becomes a drug, and then it's hard to leave. And also ghee and butter that is used everywhere. We don't need this, and it's a lot of. If you really study what's happening in the dairy industry, it's one of the most abusive industries in the world. And even then, once an animal cannot provide milk, then they are sent to slaughter anyway. So the meat industry and the dairy industry are just one and the same. Same for eggs. Chickens are bred for laying way more eggs than they should in nature, than they are in nature. They are like genetically selected and bred and modified and whatnot for something that belongs to them. It's, it's, it's part of their reproductive cycle, which when we think about it, doesn't make any sense for us to eat. And we don't need it. Nothing that is there that we cannot get from elsewhere. And it's filled with cholesterol and things that hurt our health. And so on and so forth. There are so many, and fish also. We should not eat fish. Fish is a being like humans, except they live in the ocean. The fact that we don't, they don't speak like us. So what? They speak their own language, and it's enough for them. We should not just eat them because they don't speak. That would be strange, no? Yeah. So some humans also do not speak. Do we eat them? So why do we eat fish? Just because they do not speak, our language, and they look different. They look beautiful. They just are fish. Different creatures. Again, it's as I said before, it's the beloved who came in different forms, and she takes the form of different beings like fish, like bees, like ants, like cows and pigs and chickens and horses, and dogs and cats and dolphins and whales and humans too. So she came in different forms, but yeah, in humans it is very much veiled. She is very much veiled until we remove those veils. And one of the best way is to expand our circle of compassion, of kindness, to include all beings. Then we truly become a true human. We become what humans were supposed to be, what humans can be. It's like their potential. And our potential is honestly infinite. But only when we choose the right path. And what is the right path? Is the path of kindness and compassion to all beings. That's the right path, as opposed to violence and hurting beings and abusing beings. That is the path of destruction. And then we do not learn our lesson, and then we need to return for another, hopefully another go where we can understand better maybe. So the human being the human species is a wonderful, wonderful species, and this body is very, very powerful, very, very powerful, and very unique, very important, extremely important. We should take good care of this body, and not hurt this body. We should, instead of hurting this body in any way, we should use it to expand, to advance spiritually, advance our heart, advance our kindness and compassion, become the purpose that in a way we were brought up to be here. And to respect all beings is the number one, is the first principle. That's the first principle of the first yama. So yama is like the first limb of like the 8 limbs of Patanjali, which is like the yoga Bible, one could say. And what is the first principle? It's ahimsa, non-violence. And this should be understood as universal non-violence to all beings, not just humans. We can think as it only for humans is extremely limiting, and misunderstanding of that universal principle. And the best way to practice this, not only ahimsa, but all the yamas, basically, all the five yamas are linked to the vegan lifestyle. So one could say that the vegan lifestyle is the yama put in action. All the yamas put in action, even niyamas too. And yeah, again, if you want to be happy in life, to be peaceful, to be healthy, to understand our purpose in life, then this lifestyle, there's nothing better than it, in my opinion. It's really the base of all. And yeah, and so we saw these 40 days, we tried to discuss it from different points of view. And all of them are important. The one that is the easiest to change is the diet. So a plant-based diet is a vegan diet. I mean, it's related to the vegan lifestyle, but the vegan lifestyle is not only the food, not only the diet. It's much more than that. The vegan lifestyle is all about minimizing harm to all beings. That can be the single easiest way to define the vegan lifestyle. You just minimize suffering everywhere, minimize the harm that are needless harm that we do, even without thinking and without pausing and reflecting on our actions. And this extends to all beings. We don't need any other definition than that. But of course, we should understand what it means, that it's not only for humans, it's for all living beings. And then we need to understand how to put that in action. And that means not hurting any animal or human, either directly or indirectly. It's very important to understand that there is this direct violence and indirect violence. One that we know about, that we contribute ourselves. If we go and kick people around, then that is direct violence. That should, of course, be avoided. And if we want to hurt someone, then we should pause and reflect on our actions before doing anything. Because once we harm a being, then it's over. That action is over, and first we harm another being, and second we harm ourselves in the process. And for sure we will regret it, and we want to live a regretless life as much as possible. Of course, if once we change, then we can forgive ourselves, but if we hurt someone and we really regret it, then we should vow never to do that again, and never do that again. And then we can forgive ourselves. And so direct violence is really very potent, and that's also why we should not consume intoxicants like drugs or alcohol, because many violent things, many abuses are done after drinking alcohol. So our mind is no longer able to think straight, to think as it should, and then terrible thing happens when we drink. That's why alcohol is poison, not only for the body from a health perspective, but from a moral perspective, ethical perspective. We should avoid even one drop of alcohol, because if we drink just one drop, it means we are still in it, and then it means we will drink in events, and then it can go out of hand quite fast, and we can hurt people. I mean, without wanting to, when we are under the influence of intoxicants, and then we will regret it for a long time. And that's not a good thing, of course. But yeah, another aspect of this is the indirect violence, which it's at least as important as the direct one, if not more important, because indirect we pay someone else to do the dirty stuff for us, the violent stuff for us, because we don't want to do it ourselves, so we pay someone else to do it. And I mean, that's no different than direct, is it? If we really think about it. So, like, most of us cannot go and kill a chicken or a pig or a cow ourselves, and then cut them up and then remove all the muscles and all this blood and terrible thing, and then cook it and eat it. I mean, most of us cannot do it. It revolts us even to think about it. We would make very weird faces if we had to do it. We would put something on our nose not to smell all the blood and all the organs and all the terrible things. And yeah, we would have nightmares for a long time if we do that. And we will feel guilty by doing that. Maybe not immediately, because some people do it, of course, unfortunately. But very few do it. And most of us cannot do it. So what do? We pay someone else to do it, someone whose job it is to do it, even though they may not like it, but they have to do it because they were forced to work there, for example, in slaughterhouses. And also animal-based farmers, they themselves may not kill the animals, they send them to slaughter, and then they do not even have to look at them, at what happens. It's kind of a society of blindness. We close our eyes to what we don't want to see, to the pain that we don't want, that we are inflicting, but we don't want to see that. So when we eat a burger, somebody had to kill the cow, the poor cow, or whatever other animals was killed. And that cow had a mother and a father, and I mean, yeah, I mean, even that, it's just terrible with the artificial insemination and all that, but okay, at least they had a mother, and the father too. I mean, they were abused too. So it's a very, very dirty, very violent, very abusive industry. It's a disgusting industry. I'm sorry to say it that way, but I have to say it directly. I want to say it directly as it is and not sugar-coated. It's an absolutely violent, atrocious, and disgusting industry. All the animal agriculture industry is a disgusting criminal organization. And we are a member of it, most of us. We participate in it. We accept it. because we accept this indirect harm. But indirect is somebody had to be direct. Somebody had to raise the cow and either for the milk or for slaughter, and they end up in slaughterhouse in all cases, in most cases. So when they were hurt, they are living sentient beings like humans. We would not be able to live in cages. We would go mad, and the animals also go mad. That's why they even cut the chickens. They cut their beaks in order not to hurt themselves or other chickens, because they go mad in this environment. So many abuses. It's like endless abuse, endless violence. And there's a simple solution, just to decide it's a choice, unfortunately. It's a choice. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, because there are no laws to protect the animals, not many laws. So it is in this world for the moment, it is a choice, it's not enforced, that we can decide either we are okay with it or we are not okay with it. I believe most of us are not okay, but we still go along with it. Because maybe we like the taste of meat, and we like the taste of cheese or milk or butter or whatever, or ghee. And we do not or eggs. We don't wish to look behind what is actually happening in reality. The absolutely atrocious consequences of that behind the scene, because we are contributing to indirect violence. Now, this is the idea of saying that is not to to shame anyone, because many of us do it since like we are born, because this is not a vegan world. So our families, most of us are not vegans, not even vegetarians. We were brought up to eat all animal products, and we are kind of blind to reality. Our parents and society doesn't want us to know the truth. So we are not sent to slaughter. I mean, we are not going to see what's happening in slaughterhouse, what in farms. Maybe we go to farms, but only see the exterior part of it, not what's actually happening in reality. It's like it's an illusion. We live in an illusionary world. But then when we grow up, or for some lucky children, when they are very young and maybe they have an experience where they understand what is happening. For example, for a wonderful lady, Rebecca Moore, I would suggest to watch her interview. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, I put it in my playlist of the veganism and sustainability playlist. It's I think it's the first video in this series of the retreat that I put it in the notes to watch. It's an absolutely wonderful story, how she found out what's happening to the chickens when she went to a farm, and when she was very young. I don't remember, I think she was maybe 10 years old, and then she understood that at that time, because of her life experience, and then she decided to change. And then I believe she told her parents that she doesn't want to eat meat anymore. And so that happens when children understand the truth in some way. she was very lucky that she went to a farm and then she made the connection. But most of us don't have that chance. We are not shown the truth or talked about the truth. All we see is, there are many cartoons, and in the cartoons there are many animals. And we love those cartoons. We love those cartoons as when we were young. And they are usually the protagonists are animals, and they are like happy, smiling, and everything. But then at the same time, we may watch that with a hamburger in our hand, not realizing the connection. It's quite incredible how illusion works in this world. And so that's why it's not a question of shaming anyone, because I know it's hard to change. It's hard to go against society, against habits, long-term habits. But it is necessary. Once we learn about the truth, we should not close our eyes. We should keep them open and try to learn as much as we can about it, no matter what society says. We should understand what's happening. That's why once we know about it through any means, like for Volunteer's presentation, those 40 days, if anyone maybe was not aware of so many aspects of it, then don't take it at face value. Just do your research. Let's do our research. Watch documentaries. Go to farms yourself. Go to dairy farms and see how they do it, and maybe talk to the farmers and ask them, how come cows give milk? Are they really give them milk for free, like all the time they give milk? And then the farmers will explain, no, of course not, they need to be pregnant. And then you can ask, but how do they get pregnant? And the farmers will probably be embarrassed, but maybe will say. And then one can go on and on with a question like, but what happens, how many times are they pregnant? And, okay. And then, but what happens to the babies once they are born? And this will make the farmers probably very uncomfortable. He may or may not, or she may not respond or want to respond. Maybe they will cry. And what happens to the cow when they can no longer give milk? So just do your research. Either go on in the field, go to slaughterhouses, maybe watch documentaries is one of the best ways. Some documentaries are like easy to watch. Some are harder to watch. Both are good. If one is already vegan, I would say there's kind of no need to watch the hard to watch documentaries. Like if one is convinced by the lighter ones, that's wonderful. But sometimes it's good to watch the hard to watch documentaries if we have really hard time to understand all of this, and to really try to open our eyes, yes, and our ears and heart. So like the easy ones to watch are like documentaries like Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy, like What the Health, Be a Hero, and there are many others that are easy to watch. So Seaspiracy, that's a wonderful one for the sea, that's for the ocean creatures. And then hard to watch like Earthlings, and there are a few others that are hard to watch, but they are just showing the truth as it is, without filters, and that's also wonderful. Many people go vegan, immediately after watching Earthlings. After watching Earthlings, that's it. They stop, even though they're maybe big eaters, meat eaters, or egg eaters, or whatever. And then watching that, and then it's over. So yeah, so that's why sometimes it's good to watch those documentaries, even they're hard to watch. Probably most people will cry when watch Earthlings, and even be angry at the fact that they didn't know about that. They will wonder, is it true or not? And then they will see that whatever is one talks about in Earthling is the reality, is usual practice, and not something that only few farms do. And there's not even all those organic and bio farming, like animal farming, is just another illusion. And it's kind of, the animal agriculture sees that it is in danger, so it tries to come up with ideas, bright ideas, so-called bright ideas, to make people believe that animals are happy, and that the meat is comes from a happy cow, like a smiling cow, or happy chicken, but no, that is just another illusion. Please watch, for example, the small short movie Milk by Earthling Ed or Ed Winters. And it's a really wonderful, just I think a couple of minutes, like short animation movies. And it shows how milk is gotten, and it's a wonderful, wonderful movie to watch. Like initially, we see the young person that put like organic milk in their bowl, and then one enters into that milk and into the reality of what happens behind the scene. And then at the end, this white milk become red with blood, for understanding what was happening to behind the scene, basically. So even this, all those free range, also chickens, there's a lot of issues with that. One can watch the documentaries, Why Don't Vegans Eat Backyard Eggs, by again Ed Winters. And it's also a wonderful, wonderful video. So yes, and so many aspects to the vegan lifestyle, so many. I suppose violence and abuse can be practiced in myriads of ways, while compassion, just one: be kind. But yeah, we are very creative with violence. We're finding new ways of abusing and doing violent things. And at the same time, we can very easily change. So, we are with both sides. Mankind can be very violent, but it also can be wonderful. Depends, it's a choice. We are sent here, maybe we've come here even of our own wish, in order to help this world, to help all the animals, to help this world expand and flourish. And we are kings and queens on this planet, all of us. And our subjects are all beings on this planet. And by kings and queens, I mean virtuous kings and queens, supposed to be. And kings and queens, they can help the land a lot. They can, and they love their subjects. The good queens, kings and queens, of course. They want to protect their subjects. They will not want anyone to die out of anger or thirst or to be hurt by anyone. So they put some laws in place, etc. They give out food even for free to those who cannot. So we can do the same for both the human species and on the animal species. We can create wonderful spaces for them, protected spaces like a forest, Amazons, the oceans. We should never, ever, ever hurt the ocean. No, never hurt any ocean creatures. Let them, let them live a peaceful life and a wonderful life, and let them take care of their young and live, free. Live free. We all want to live free. And king and queens, they don't put like people in cages for no reason, like we do with birds and other animals. We just we do it kind of unconsciously, like automatically. We don't really pause and think before we do things. And I would like to send this invitation to, before doing anything, to any action, to pause and think for some time. If one wish to buy a bird in a cage, well, maybe buy them and then release them in nature, then they would be happy. And or take a pause if you want to buy one for one's house. Then take a pause of at least one day before buying and reflect on what we are going to do and see if that is right. So it's very important, this pause, this moment of pause, even pausing for a minute before doing anything, just to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So yeah, so that is the whole idea of the vegan lifestyle. Is the beginning. It's the beginning of a wonderful journey, adventure into kindness and compassion. It's an adventure to become the kings and queens that we are, that we were supposed to be in this world, like a beautiful, helping beings, helping souls, compassionate souls, helping all beings in pain, even those that are happy, to be happy with those that are happy. So always being joyful about others' happiness, not being jealous or not having greed. And yeah, protecting all beings, also humans, or especially the rulers. They need to be very kind and compassionate, and to their fellow humans and to the animals, and not try to invade neighboring countries for any reason at all. For greed, mainly, maybe for jealousy, because believing that one country is above the rest, but that is not the case. Or maybe that one religion is above the rest. That's not the case. No religion is above any other, just different religions. And yeah, we should remove all the violent traditions, like like animal agriculture is a kind of tradition, and like bullfighting is a tradition in some countries that should be abolished. Horse racing is also a tradition, so-called tradition, that is also terrible for the horses. Horses are not. This is just humans who want to use animals for their own benefit, and horse racing is also not a good thing. We are not supposed to ride on horses. I mean, would we want someone on our shoulders 24 hours on 24? that would make no sense. Or even for 1 hour or two, something like with our back will hurt quite a lot because horses are wild animals. They are not, nobody is supposed to ride them. This is just again a human thing. Human invented thing because, yeah, humans are humans. So, yes, so it's also an invitation to, of course, one doesn't need to go all the way immediately. One can go if one wish. That's the best to go all the way in, but if it's not possible for one reason or another, at least cut out some of the animal products slowly but surely. Like maybe every Monday, maybe it like a vegan Monday, and then make it a vegan Monday, Tuesday, then vegan Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or just add a day, maybe every maybe month. I mean, you decide how you want to transition. I would suggest just going all the way immediately. It's the easiest. And the easiest also to see the results in one's health, in one's well-being. And the best for the animals, of course, because each time we consume animals, some beings is hurt somewhere. And yeah, so I would suggest to watch out Veganuary. I mean, to practice to do the Veganuary challenge or any other challenge. There are others as well, but that's a very good one, where one tries to be, not tries to, one is vegan for 31 days with great support, great like booklets for recipes also, and understand frequently asked questions about the vegan lifestyles. And one can have like a community to support us in that process. Because it's a process. And then be gentle with yourself. Don't say because maybe I start eating the food like plant-based food, and then one has a like stomach, and then think, oh no, that's not for me. No, please. It takes some time for the body to adapt, because when the microbiome is adapting to whatever we currently eat. So if we eat a lot of meat, a lot of heavy acidic, inflammatory kind of food, then our microbiome will try to kind of adapt to it as much as possible, and the kind of gut bacteria would be different kind than the one that when we eat like a lot of fiber-rich food, like plant-based food, like fruits and vegetables and wonderful tofu or seitan or any other good food, then our microbiome needs a bit of time to adjust, and it will adjust. And then maybe in the meantime we'll have that little stomach upset. So what? It's just very temporary, maybe for a couple of days. And then one would just be able to do it without any issue. So normally it should be fine. There's no reason to have any issue. And and if one needs, one can go to a nutritionist, a plant-based nutritionist, or a plant-based doctor who can help us if we have any kind of issue, and who really knows their stuff. So the best is to go to plant-based medical practitioners or health practitioners, because they are the best ones to really know what's going on, and to really have the incentive to for plant-based eating, because it's in case in all of in life, when we go to see someone who believes in something, then that person will try to kind of convince us in his or her direction. So if we go to a carnivore doctor, then the doctor will say, yeah, eat meat every day. That's okay, yeah, nothing will happen. But so that's why it's important to go to a plant-based doctor. Then we are sure that the doctor will be objective, that will understand us, and that will really try to help us and not tell us to go back to the inflammatory, acidic kind of food. Yeah, so that was it. So I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that you will at least consider trying this lifestyle, both for yourself and for your surroundings and for the animals. I truly wish that we'll have peace in this world, that wars will end, all wars, and that hatred will stop. There will not be any hatred anymore between humans. But this will only happen if we include all beings, if we include all the animals in the process of peace. There cannot be peace on earth until we change what we put in our mouth, until we think about the harm and the violence that is put in our mouth. So when we say peace, it's universal. It's not only humans and humans, between humans and humans, it's also humans and all other species, and also humans and nature. So true peace includes all beings. It's not like a sectarian. It's very open-minded and expansive. That's why peace begins with what we ourselves do. Peace begins with our own life choices. Nobody can do it for us. We are the only one who choose. And let's choose peace. Let's choose compassion. Let's choose kindness. Shouldn't that be wonderful? No matter what society or habits dictates us, we can change our habits. Habits are just something that we did for a long time, then we are used to it. But just like for food, just replace the meat with tofu or seitan or tempeh or like nut burgers. So many options nowadays, and they will taste very similar, because meat by itself has no real taste. What gives taste to meat is all the spices and how it's cooked, and searing it, and yeah, salt and oil and sugar. Everything gives the taste, but you can do the same with plant-based without the blood involved. So yeah, it's very simple, really, if we really deeply think about it. And yeah, it's very easy not to buy leather. Nowadays there's also vegan leather. That's wonderful. Just choose the vegan one. And if someone asks, they'll say, "Oh, this is vegan leather." Then it can start a conversation. And then and so on and so forth. So it's very easy to, and also for products, just choose cruelty-free vegan products, like beauty products or yeah, any products at all. Just check if it's written vegan, cruelty-free, like with a bunny symbol. Then one is sure that it was not tested on animals, and it is cruelty-free, basically. So yeah, and also we can stop. If we are hunting, then stop hunting. If you are fishing, stop fishing. If one eats fish, just replace fish with vegan fish. There are some wonderful vegan fishes. So taste like fish, but not fish. So it's fully cruelty free. And yeah, and also insects. Let's protect them too, not kill them like needlessly. If you see a spider that is living in our home peacefully, then just let her be there. Let her don't bother her. Unless she's in danger, then relocate her to another place, to another room. Um, and yeah, also be kind. Let's be kind to other humans also. Let's stop no talking harshly to people and being violent, either physical or through our mouth or through our thoughts. Thoughts are very important, so we should always think good things towards people, even those that are hard with us, even those that are that we have not much affinities with. We need to expand our compassion to all beings, including humans and animals. And yeah, let's stop gossiping. Gossiping is also a kind of violence. We talk about others in usually negative way. That is very a big issue also. And let's talk only what is positive, what is fun and happy, and not about other people, about ourselves. Yeah, let's have good thoughts. So that for that, the meta meditation is wonderful, and meditation is very good in any case. So yeah, so that was that. So now let's talk a little bit about the spiritual practice, meditation, indeed. So we did practice during those 40 days. What is follows more or less the Himalayan tradition way. Of course, the Himalayan tradition is much larger than this, but this is just like a kind of guideline, a way of practicing it that is very, very systematic and very methodological, very kind of scientific. And yeah, it has some steps in them that is very much recommended. And that is how we practice in this retreat. So not all of it is necessarily from the Himalayan tradition, but the major points are. So we started with a prayer. So always prayer is a good way to start any practice. Just to put us in the good mood, in the right mood, right direction. And yeah, so prayer can be self-made or pre-made. Can be from scriptures or something that we make up every day, every time. Then after the prayer, we did a gratitude session. And we always did a gratitude session, or almost always. And that is a wonderful way of expanding our hearts, becoming more humble, understanding that we are not alone in this world, that we depend on so many people. So that's a wonderful practice. It is said that gratitude is the mother of all virtues. Personally, I would include also kindness in it, so that I can have two mothers maybe. So yeah, so we do gratitude for a couple of minutes, and then we do a short physical exercise practice. So we did always a very short one, like 3 to 5 minutes, just to like stretch our limbs so that we can later sit in for a longer time. That's a very good thing to do before meditation, just to stretch our body, because it's then it's easier to do it, be stable and comfortable. And that's the goal of asana, like the limb of in the 8 limbs of Patanjali. There's one called asana, and that's basically the purpose to be able to sit in the meditation posture for a longer time. So we practice something physical. So, I mean, this physical exercise can be either very strong, that makes us sweat and everything, or it can be very light, like yin yoga, or just stretching, or qigong, or tai chi. We decide basically. There's not one that is better than another, just different way of practicing physically. Yeah, and then then after the physical exercise, what do we want to do? We want to relax. So we are then we take some relaxation practices. You can do a body scan, or tense and relax, or we tense each part of the body and we relax it, or we do the 31 points or the 61 points of relaxation, which is very well known practice and very useful and efficient. It's like basically it's a methodological body scan. So it's a body scan with always the same points. After relaxation, we do pranayama, where we try to calm down the breath and try to work with the breath in different ways. So we did 3 types mainly. We did the controlled breath, either 1-1 or 1-2. We either inhale and exhale for 8 seconds, or inhale for 8 seconds and exhale for 2 seconds. And then with the different qualities of breath, where we try to be calm, no pauses, no retention, diaphragmatic, so low, deep breathing. Try to make it silent, and through the nose, inhale and exhale. And Anadishodhana is an important practice where we try to balance both the left and the side part of the energetic system. So the left is like Ida, is the feminine side, the more creative side, the calmer side. And Pingala is the right side, it's the masculine side, the sun, more active part. So we need to balance both. And the Ida is like the moon representation. So we do some of this practice, and we do Brahmari, which is the bee humming practice, and it's extremely calming to the nervous system. If one has trouble to sleep, then it's a good thing to do before going to sleep for a couple of minutes. Then after that, we did the self-dialogue, which is a very important aspect or part of this practice, where we talk to ourselves in a kind and compassionate way, in different ways that we are going to maybe talk again later. But the idea is just to talk to ourselves in order to let the steam out from our mind, let the mind talk, and then in meditation we can be more silent. So the self-dialogue should not be the major part of the practice, just a short percentage of the meditation. It's like a precursor to meditation. And then we practice the meditation where we try to really calm the mind and not let thoughts like bother us. So to become one-pointed, like in our mind, in our focus. Usually by focusing on a single object, whatever that may be. In this retreat, it was the breath that we chose, which is the most maybe universal way of this meditation. Most meditation have some kind of breath awareness, and and then we try to just let it be and just watch whatever happens, and try to be silent, both physically and mentally. And I was coming back. For mindfulness, we come back to the object of concentration. So basically, meditation is focusing on one object, and mindfulness is bringing our awareness back to the meditation. So, like mindfulness is the boss, and meditation is the worker, one could say. And yeah, so meditation is quite important for so many reasons also. It is very calming for us. It permits us to calm down from the stress of the day, to relax, and because we are always looking outside ourselves, then in meditation we have the chance to look inside in our own world, trying to let go of everything for a short time at least. And yeah, then we are more energized, we can work better in this world more efficiently. And also, one can have different spiritual experiences, so-called experiences. When one's focus become better, then it's something happens that one start to feel like joy, rapture inside. That is that is wonderful. It's like a kind of bliss, inner bliss, that one is filled with through meditation. Yeah, and one can also, well, one start to understand that we are all one, that all beings are one, that all is one reality, basically, and that when we hurt any being, we basically hurt ourselves, and all are an expression of the beloved, no matter how they look. Again, like the beloved is taking different costumes in this in the creation, but it's all the beloved ourselves. So when we look at a bird, we look at the beloved. When we look at a dog, at a cow, at a chicken, at a spider, at an ant, at another human, we look at the beloved ourselves. That she knows it or not is not relevant. It just they don't even need to know. It's like an illusion. So even the beloved can fall prey to illusion and forget who she is, who her origin is. But that doesn't make her any less the beloved. It's like the story of like a king and queen, and then they have a son, and then the son like had like maybe a head trauma maybe, and then unfortunately the son forgot who he is, his memory, and yeah, maybe he believes he's like it's like everyone. He's not a king and queen. So maybe the king and queen brought him to a house where he would learn things slowly again. And then after some time, maybe when he grows up, then he start maybe to remember slowly. Then the kings and queens remind him of who he is, of that he is actually a prince. Maybe he doesn't believe initially that he's a prince, but over time, maybe they show him some things that he used to know or to like. Then possibly his memory slowly comes back, and then finally, he sees I am actually a prince, and indeed the king and queens are my parents, and I am like very powerful prince. So similarly, we are also princes and potential kings and queens, but we've kind of forgotten. So sometimes our parents, our beloved, send us some being to remind us of it, but it takes some time for us to remember. So and then only after some time, we start to see like glimpses of our maybe previous life, previous state, and suddenly at last the truth reveals itself fully, and we understand who we are, who we truly are, and by that who everyone is. Once one understands what one is, one understands what everybody is, and one understands that many are still in a kind of dream, not knowing that they are kings and queens, and just need to remind them, to wake them up very peacefully and kindly and compassionately. So one of the way to wake up is to first to follow virtues very strongly, to become very virtuous, to become kind and compassionate to all living beings, because that's our original nature. Because that's what we are heavenly beings, basically heavenly divine beings. Where we came from is pure kindness, pure love, pure true love. And if we want to return to that state, we need to practice the way that we were before, in the past, in the long, long, long past. And then we also have meditation. That is very important. So that's the second step to our reawakening. So through meditation, we can awaken deep down and go deep down into ourselves, into our own mind, our own, even go beyond the mind, understand what exactly is this body of ours, what is this mind. It's a very interesting thing to ponder about. And through meditation, we can actually understand it really, truly. And then this meditation needs to expand beyond the sitting meditation. We need to make it a daily life thing. That's why meditation does expand beyond the discussion. So when we meditate, we get into states of consciousness, and then when we come out of it, there's something that lingers on, and then all during the day we are in that can be in that blissful and state. And we also expand our consciousness, so we see that since we see that all are one, then we are kinder to all beings. We do not hold grudges anymore. We do not hate anyone. We do not believe that we are superior to anyone. We become more humble, basically. So meditation also teaches us that it's something that we do. Yes, we do it, and there can be like a regular sitting meditation, but it should expand to outer kind of practice. We need to practice what we learn in meditation in the world. So practice the peace, practice the compassion, practice the inner silence, the inner bliss. Share it in the world in the best of one's ability. And that in turn leads to wisdom. So that is like the third kind of practice that exists. So it's like virtues, then meditation, then wisdom. So like virtues and meditation kind of leads to wisdom. And also there are things to do with wisdom on its own, like studying scriptures, studying from great saints, mystics, living or dead. And yeah, best is to go with the living ones, if one has the chance to find a living saint, living mystic. It's always a good thing, because problem with those are passed away, like old saints, like past saints. It's amazing. They gave us the scriptures and everything, but in a way they cannot talk to us anymore, except for the writings. But we cannot ask them questions if we have any. And a lot of time their teachings is completely corrupted. Maybe not completely, but to some extent. And then nobody is there to. The founder is no longer there to correct it, and that's an issue. So there are many types of corruptions. I believe probably in all practices, in all religions. The founders and the founding practices are wonderful, but over time it kind of changes, metamorphizes into things that are not supposed to be in all religions. Unfortunately. But we can return to what they mean, or what the saints, because what do saints say when they say whatever they say? They all say the same thing. No matter which saint or mystic one talks to, they will say the same thing. Be good, do good, be one. That's what they say. And that basically summarizes their entire teachings, more or less. So, all of them teach the same thing, always to be kind and compassionate. If we look at the scriptures and we read them objectively, that's all they say, always. To be kind and compassionate, to be joyful, to do some practices, prayers and all that. But always to love thy neighbors as thyself. That's their teachings. And neighbors is not only humans. I know you must be tired hearing me say that, but Neighbors is all beings, all living beings, all species, all races, all religions, also humans. So we should not distinguish between different religions or races or skin color or eye color or I don't know what color, beard color. It's all are our neighbors. So that the neighbors as thyself is one of the main teachings of all saints. They just say it in different ways, and yeah. So spiritual practice can be quite simple, I would say. Maybe not easy, but simple. It's not necessarily simple, easy to be compassionate to all, and it takes some practice, of course. But we can do it. We can all become the ideals of the founders of any religion. That's what they want us to become. That's what they wish us to be. And we can become Christ. We can become Buddhas. We can become saints and sons and avatars. But we need to practice it. And yeah, and so one of the best way is through the vegan lifestyle. That's for the spiritual heart. It's extremely important. The practice done without this universal compassion, kindness is, for me, it's kind of stale. If we when we meditate, we want to have really clear mind, clear heart, clean mind, clean heart. But if we cause suffering to other beings, then it would be very hard to calm our mind and heart. So it's very important for us to not hurt any being, either directly or indirectly. And for that, the vegan lifestyle is it's perfect. It's a wonderful gift that we give to ourselves and to all the world, but also to ourselves. And then meditation will be much better and much more fruitful. And then wisdom will come out of it, like automatically, kind of. And we can study all the scriptures, of course. That is wonderful. All the holy scriptures in the world, whoever, whatever they are. Like for example, the Buddha, the great Buddha. It's was a wonderful being, very enlightened, very awakened, and he gave so many teachings, so many. But at its core, it's very condensed. It's be kind, basically. That's his teachings. He just say it in a million different ways. And the wonderful thing is that he also gives a lot of about his past lives. When he was in an animal, he was often an animal, a great animal, and then he tells his past lives, what he did, how it was. Okay, some are stories, okay, but it's wonderful stories that can inspire us to become better ourselves. And the Buddha, of course, he focused a lot about meditation. It was very important to him. One could say that Buddhism is kind of maybe not religions, I'm not sure it's a religion, it's kind of a philosophy and then meditation is integral to it, which is beautiful. But you see, even there are corruptions, and over time, I mean, about his teachings, about who he was, about what he did. For some, there's a big discussion about how he died, that he ate something that was like poison, and people believe that it was like meat, like I think pigs or something like that. Um, but he no, he did not eat meat. Um, and I think this was kind of a food that was found by pigs, something like that, and I think maybe mushroom, something like that, and it was it was kind of like poisoned not by someone, but um, it was out of date. I don't know. So that's how he passed away. But then there was a big discussion because that maybe that he ate meat, and then that maybe he wasn't a vegetarian. Then people kind of may give that as an excuse for themselves for eating meat, and so on and so forth. So illusion can sprout so fast. Um, but yeah, and there are many examples like that over time, in many different saints and mystics. As soon as they pass away, then their teachings like turn upside down. But something remains, so something positive also remains. So, like Buddha's teachings, meditation, the virtues, is a lot of it still remains, but some of it is obscured. And yeah, so I believe that all Buddhists, if those believe really in Buddha, they should be for sure vegans. Because that aligns with the teachings of the Buddha. And he talked about the issue with eating meat quite strongly, but it's often put aside. Um, in the past, maybe he allowed his monks in the beginning at least to just accept whatever comes to them for food, but it was more a practical thing. So he did give some like free rules, something like that, that one should follow. But it's in order not to die out of hunger. So he didn't want his monks and nuns to die out of hunger. So he gave them the permission to accept whatever they, because they begged for food. So if they cannot eat the food, then they will die of hunger. So it was a practical choice. But then with time, when he became more known, then that was probably no longer the case. And his rules also were refined over time by him. But but nowadays one continues to follow those rules, even by monks and nuns, that one can just like eat anything and even meat. And even though today, for sure, it's not necessary, and one can easily get like vegan food, and one can just politely tell if one goes begging that one should make sure that everyone knows that one does not accept anything other than, for example, vegan. So we should not think that what happened in the past is fixed. We should use our own judgment, our own mind. And even if a mystics, maybe saint, even if they eat meat, which most of them did not, that doesn't mean that we should. What they did is they did. Maybe they just they're not perfect, so they also ate meat. But we should know better. We should do what our own heart tells us. And if even today there's a great spiritual leader that eats meat, that doesn't mean that we should eat meat. Or fish or eggs or dairy. We should think by ourselves. We should become independent of. We can get inspired, but we should at the same time think by ourselves, become independent thinkers. And only accept what our heart accepts, So even when people say things, we should. Even the Buddha said the same thing, that one should always analyze about what he is saying, and if that aligns with one's own heart and mind, then one accepts it. Otherwise, one should reject it. So even if the great Buddha said that, and he really meant it, because he didn't want to force his belief on others. He gave his view, and then if somebody accepted it, then good. If not, then what can he do? So really, in this time and age, we should think by ourselves and not accept everything that everyone is saying as the truth. And if it aligns with our moral, our inner compass, then fine. If not, then we reject it. No problem. But we can still get inspired, maybe. But we should think, not accept everything. Maybe just something, the positive things, and leave the negative things alone. Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk in this last practice that we're going to do together. There are so many things that we can talk about, discuss. It's a wonderful. There are so many subjects related to that, and spirituality is a very big topic also. I did not really discuss much spirituality, but it's a very big subject. But I will repeat it over and over again. The foundation of a spiritual practice is kindness and compassion. And I would say that the foundation of kindness and compassion is the vegan lifestyle. It's as simple as that. Because we try to minimize harm. When you do spiritual practice, what does it even mean? It means that we try to advance our knowledge of ourselves, who we are, what we are, answer the question, who am I? And for that, virtues is a prerequisite. There's no way around it. One would be stuck otherwise, it's like trying to walk. Imagine you have even just 100 meters to walk, but you have shoes. With each shoes has 50 kilograms on it, and the shoe is maybe stuck to your feet, so you cannot remove it. And then you have to walk even just 100 meters. Would take forever, and would be such a great effort to do. And imagine that you find the secret way to remove some kilograms from those shoes, maybe 5 at a time. Maybe it takes, after 5 steps, you found a way to remove more 5 kilograms and so on. And then at the end of the 100 meters, you found a way to remove the shoes altogether. remove all the weights from the shoes, maybe rather. So you keep the shoes but without the weights. And suddenly you feel so light, because before that you are so heavy, very hard to move, very hard to advance. But now you can walk these 100 meters, you can do in a couple of seconds. Like some can do it in less than 10 seconds. So yeah, that's the idea of developing virtues, is to remove those weights from our shoes, from our body. Metaphorically speaking. And then the more virtuous we develop, the lighter our shoes. And then finally we can run so easily, and we're so happy because we are so free. While before that we took maybe forever to move just 1 or 2 meters. But now we can run as much as we wish. So, and the vegan lifestyle is how we remove those weights from our shoes. That's one of the best way in this world, in this current time, but in all times really. Be it 10,000 years ago, now, or 10,000 years in the future, it will not change. Truth is truth. Kindness is kindness, compassion is compassion. And that never changes, no matter what times, no matter what eons, no matter what yuga. It remains truth is truth. So yeah, so I think I talked for really a long time today. You probably want to sleep, but that's okay. So let's do a little bit of practice. So what we talked about before, so we start with the prayer. So that is a practice that you can do on your own at home every day, quite easily. This sequence is very logical, and it's a good way. It's a good way of doing, I would say. It's not the only way, of course, but you can just adapt it to the way you wish. And if you find something even completely better, then that's great. But this is very systematic and very useful to learn, at least, and to know. And then you can decide if you enjoy it or not. One can jump directly into meditation if one wish. Many do that, which is fine. If one has really good meditation and knows how to do it, and is already like advanced, even then it's a good idea to bring all those practices before, just to prepare ourselves for meditation. It's like a preparation, so that our meditation is more fruitful and easier. And you don't need to do for a long time the preparation. In this retreat, the preparation took quite a long time until we meditated, maybe even an hour and a half. But we can do it much shorter. We can do a complete practice in 20 minutes. So this is just to kind of to present the different practices, and then we can choose otherwise. Afterwards, what we really want to focus upon more. And yeah, like prayer can be just a minute or two, like gratitude, a minute or two. Then relaxation can be just 61 points, could be maybe just 2 minutes. Then pranayama, maybe something like again 2-3 minutes maybe, and then self-dialogue for 3 minutes, and then meditation for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. and then it's all in a very short period. If you want, we can do longer sessions. That's okay too. Depends how much time we have. Like when we wake up, because the morning may be the best time, but it's not always easy to wake up in the morning. I know that well. But yeah, it's one of the best time when everybody is asleep. Then one is free to do what one wish in a more peaceful way. So I would recommend 2 times 20 minutes. I would recommend 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening of practice, of full practice. Yeah, so let's start. So let's start with what we say basically here is the 5 principles. We start with the 5 principles of Reiki. So principle of Reiki is like, just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will show gratitude for my many blessings. And just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. That is the 5 principles of Reiki. And those are beautiful principles. And after that, we say like an affirmation, like may today be a joyful, peaceful, blissful, and magical day. This is just an affirmation, like wishing that today will be really lovely day. And then we continue with the mantra Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the beings in all the world be happy and free. And may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, peace to all of nature, peace to all living beings, to all the animal people, to all the humans, and finally peace to our own self, to our own mind. So that is a very important mantra. I'm not quite sure where it comes from. I should look it up. I mean the origin. I suppose it's a scripture. But it kind of represents what we want to be or achieve from a virtuous point of view. And that is exactly like the vegan lifestyle motto, basically, that this mantra represents, if we understand it correctly and if we practice it correctly. Because just saying it like that without actually practicing it is just, saying without practice, so it's not very powerful. But if we practice what we say, then it becomes super powerful. Then we really kind of embody that mantra into our own hearts. It's like we engrave that mantra into our spirit, and then it becomes super powerful. And so yeah. So then after that we said like Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Shanti means peace. Om is like the Om is a big subject unto itself, but it's like the kind of the original sound of creation. Om represent there are different way of seeing that, but it's something that is very powerful. It's like the original vibration of the universe that created everything. And then we say 3 times Shanti, and each one represents a different thing. The first Shanti is more for like nature. It's like Shanti means peace, so we offer peace to nature, so that there are no like calamities, natural calamities, that nature is peaceful. Uh, then the second Shanti is for all living beings, so all the animal people, all the humans. And the last Shanti is for our own self, for our own mind, so for our own peace of mind, because that's what we want ultimately, to have more peace in our life and mind and heart. So that's the idea of 3 times, saying 3 times Shanti. And yeah, so this is like an idea for a morning prayer. But of course, you can adapt it any way you wish or make up your own. And then we pass to the gratitude session. So here we are grateful all, to all, to everything that we have, all the good things in our lives, all the positive things, all what we, all what people helped to bring, like the clothes that we have, that we wear. Somebody needed to need them, to create them. That's a lot of work, and we have them, but we don't really often think about who originally made those clothes. And for the food also, when we eat, we don't think usually about the farmers who worked very hard to produce those fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds. But somebody needed to farm those, and then somebody needed to use those ingredients to create bread or whatever. And the bed also, the bed that we take for granted, somebody needed to create it, to make it, to assemble it also. Then we have our teachers who teach us all through life so many things, whatever that may be, from a spiritual perspective to how to cook and how to play games, how to play sports, how to draw, how to sculpture, so many, how to play music, dance, so many wonderful teachers, and we would not be able to learn by ourselves. To take 10 times more time, at least 100 more times more. But through great teachers, we can learn much faster. So we need to have gratefulness towards them. And to our families, of course, our parents who brought us into this world, who took good care of us, who still take good care of us for a long time. And yeah, to all our brothers and sisters, to all the wonderful animal people that surround us. Many of us have dogs and cats, and yeah, we are grateful towards to them. And yeah, um, and so on and so forth. So let's be grateful for a couple of minutes. and slowly open your eyes. So now the gratitude is done. Let's move on to the relaxation. So relaxation is the 61 points of relaxation that we did all through the retreat. So let's do that. So let's do that practice. We do it twice, once together and once on our own. So we'll begin with body scan, short body scan, and then we move to the 61 points. So close your eyes. You can do it lying down also. Relax your neck and shoulder. Relax your throat and back of the head. Relax the top of the head and forehead and eyes and ears. Relax your nose and nostril. Relax your mouth, lips, tongue, chin and jaw. Relax your shoulder blade, your arms, your hands. Relax your back, upper back, middle back, lower back. Relax your torso, belly. Relax your navel, abdomen, hips. Relax your legs and feet. Take a couple of deep breaths. Now bring your entire attention to the space between the eyebrows and to the bit of the throat, the right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, back to the right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, bit of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, bit of the throat, center of the chest, the right chest, center of the chest, the left chest, center of the chest, the navel, lower abdomen, right hip joint, right knee, right ankle, tip of the right big toe, tip of the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Back to the right ankle, right knee, right hip joint, lower abdomen, left hip joint, left knee, left ankle, tip of the left big toe, tip of the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. at the left ankle, left knee, left hip joint, your abdomen, navel, center of the chest, pit of the throat, and the space between the eyebrows. And relax. And now let's do it once on our own, 161 points. And slowly open your eyes. So, so we finish relaxation. Now we move on to pranayama. So we're going to do similarly to what we did before. So we're going to start with the controlled breath, 1-1 and 1-2. So breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds to start with. And the breath should be silent, natural, deep, without retention, no pauses, very smoothly, very smooth, and always with diaphragmatic, so that means deep. So not from the chest or shoulder, that's what it means. And it should be from the nose and out from the nose. So always inhale, exhale from the nose, never out of the mouth. As we often said, the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for speaking and eating, and for emergency breathing. That's all. The mouth is not meant to either breathe in or out. Like everything should be done from the nose, unless it is blocked, of course, or If we, of course, play some sport, then that's a bit different. But in normal day, the nose is the one that needs to be used, even in sleep. Breathing in from the mouth can create many health issues. So there are techniques to use to start breathing from the nose more. And yeah, so let's do that. So breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds, and using whatever we talk. So silent, deep, no pauses, nose, and all. So let's do that. And slowly open your eyes. So let's now move to the second practice, which is 1-2. So we'll breathe in for 4 seconds and breathe out for 8 seconds. Yeah, and the same thing, same quality of breath as before. Just a different ratio of breathing in and breathing out. And 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. If that's too much, you can just do 3-6 or 2-4. Yeah, so let's try it now. And slowly open your eyes. So the idea here is to become calmer. So when we calm the breath, we calm the mind. And when we calm the mind, we calm the breath. They are very much interdependent, interrelated. So that's why we do those practices of the breath, controlled breath, just to calm the mind more. Yeah. So let's pass now to the next practice, which is Nadi Shodhanam, alternate nostril breathing. So we will just do like together each type, just one type, one time, just as a reminder. And then if you do it on your own, I would suggest doing 3 times any of the type. So like 3 rounds of either type 1, 2, or 3. And each round starting from the opposite nostrils and with some pauses between the breaths. So let's do the first type. So it's the idea is that okay, there are different ways we can do. Either we bend the index and the ring finger, we use the thumb and the ring to close the nostrils, or we can also use the 2 fingers, the index and middle finger, on the space between the eyebrows, and then same thing, we use the thumb and the ring to block the the nostrils. So the pattern of the first type, so there are 3 types, main types in that tradition. So one type is, imagine that we block the right. We always start from the exhalation. So we take an inhale, and imagine we block from the right, and exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left, inhale right. Then exhale right, inhale left, exhale right, inhale left, exhale right, inhale left. That's the first type. So let's do it once together. So take a big inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, exhale from same, switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, switch exhale, and switch inhale. And relax. So that is one round of the first type of Nadi Shodhanam, meant to balance the right and left energy channels. We did not discuss too much that, but yeah. So now the second type. So second type is also when we do the same, we block the right, and exhale left, in the left, switch, exhale right, in the right, switch, exhale inhale, switch, exhale inhale, switch, exhale inhale, switch, exhale inhale. So that is the second type. If we count the number of exhalation and inhalation total, it's always 12 in all types. It's always 6 exhalation and 6 inhalations. So let's do it one time together. So take a big inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left, inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, Inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. Switch, exhale. Inhale. And relax. So it's good to idea always to feel how it makes you feel, how it makes us feel. It should be more relaxed, not more stressful. If at any time one is dizzy, one should stop, of course. If there's any condition that one does not feel like doing it, then do not do it. Practice should be peaceful. It should not be forced. Whatever feel forced, then it's something is wrong in some way. Maybe we are not ready for it, or it's not the mood, or maybe it's not the day to do it. So this is the second type. And now let's do the third type. So third type is, again, if we block the right, then we exhale left, inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So that is the one that is most focused on one nostril in particular at the time. So let's do it together. So take a big inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, exhale left, inhale left, switch, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and relax. So that is the third type. Each of those types, it's a good idea to do them 3 times. Again, each round starts from the other nostrils, and it takes like maybe 5-10 seconds between rounds. So that was Nadi Shodhanam, or alternate nostril breathing. It's quite a well-known practice in yoga. You probably, if you practice yoga like in a group, you probably did that a couple of times. But there are a couple of different ways of doing it. We will not go in depth here, but that is a kind of a generic way that what we did now. So let's move to the next practice, which is the Brahmari. Brahmari is bee humming sound, bee humming practice. It's a very, very good practice to calm the nervous system down. Basically just one inhale, then make a sound of with the mouth closed. So inhale, then and one can choose the note that one plays, that one makes. So either lower or higher, it will have different vibration in the body depending on the note. If it's more low, then it will be lower. If it's higher note, then it will be higher. You can experiment with the different tone, different length, And yeah, there are also different ways of doing this one, but this is the easiest one, probably, and effective as well. And yeah, there are many different reasons why this is very good, and why does one practice it. Even from a scientific perspective, this like excites the nitric oxide in the nostrils, in the nose canal, and then there are more nitric oxide that comes to the lungs. And this is nitric oxide is quite important. It expands the vessels in the lungs, in the body, and it's helping to breathe better. So, and doing this practice increases by a large amount this nitric oxide creation, or rather, the thing that we inhaled into our lungs. So yeah, so let's try it out now for a couple of not long, maybe even 1 or 2 minutes. And don't follow me, just do it at your own pace, your own rhythm, your own notes. And relax. I suppose this might be good for singers, before they practice. So let's move on to what we do next in our practice, which is self-dialogue. So self-dialogue is a very important part of the practice. It's often overlooked. So it's a good idea to do some self-dialogue before meditation, to talk with the mind in a positive, constructive manner, in order to let the steam out, because otherwise if we jump directly into meditation, it can be a bit difficult, because the mind will start talking all the time, thinking about the past or the future especially. And because we didn't let the steam out of the mind through self-dialogue, So that's why we do self-dialogue mainly. Not only, but a good reason for it is so that meditation will be more fruitful. So for self-dialogue, we already discussed it so many times in the past. But of course, I will just rapidly skim through it. So there are many categories of dialogue that we can have with ourselves. all of them are fine. So it doesn't really matter what we talk, as long as we talk constructively and mindfully and positively. So one of them is prayer, like we do in the beginning of the practice. It's like positive prayer always for all beings. Of course, it needs to be positive. It's not like praying for some negative things to happen to some beings. We When we mean prayers, we say we mean positive prayer. So like compassion and kindness to all beings, universal compassion. That's the correct kind of prayers. And it's not necessarily to a higher being. It can be also to just affirmations or wishes that we can have. Positive wishes, positive affirmations. It can be to higher beings also if we believe in that. That is fine. So it can be either pre-made or self-made. Pre-made is like what scripture usually comes from scriptures or from some mystic practices or anything. And self-made is one that comes from the heart. Every time we pray, we can pray something differently. Different words, different wishes, but remaining positive. And yeah, so that's prayer. Then there is gratitude practice, which is wonderful, where we are every day grateful for all that we have. That way we do not forget what would say our place in the universe, that we are not alone. It reduces our kind of ego level somewhat. It shows us that we are not, we cannot do anything without other beings, not only humans but also animals. We depend on one another to thrive. So yeah, we can be grateful for, well, we already talked about it, for so many things. So we can also, well, it is believed that it is the mother of all virtues, but personally I would include also kindness in that category. So kindness and gratitude are, I believe, the mothers of all virtues. They are maybe co-creators of all virtues. And yeah, because like when we are kind, then we don't want to hurt anyone. No beings, not animals also. That's what kindness is about. It's about empathy, about understanding how people feel, how different beings feel, and not wishing to harm them in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly. And we do our best not to do that. So that is what kindness is. So from kindness, we don't steal from people. We don't, we try to tell the truth. We don't lie. We don't create problems for others in any shape or form. We are not violent, because if we hit someone, then, well, that's not kind. So kindness is really kind of a matter of virtues. And gratitude is a bit different. It's also a matter, but of maybe other kind of virtues, like humility. And that's a very important quality to develop, because virtues can be developed. It's not just that one is born virtuous in any way. as the saying goes, every saint has a past and every sinner a future. So virtues should and can be developed over time. And there are many stories of great like criminals even that become saints over time. There was one big criminal in Buddha's time. He killed, I believe, 999 persons, and he wanted to make Buddha his 1000th. He was called Angulimala because he took out the finger from each one his victim and he put it in a garland around his neck. And Buddha, I think, I don't remember exactly the story. I think maybe his mother came to Buddha and requested him to help him because he was actually tricked in his youth. He was initially a very kind being, and he got into the wrong environment, wrong people. He associated with wrong people. That's why it's very important to associate with the good people, the right kind of environments. We know it even nowadays is the same. As we say, bad influence. Some people may be bad influence to us or to our loved ones. So in that time, Angulimala also had a very bad influence from, I believe, someone, and to somehow got him to just go on killing beings, killing people, killing humans. But the Buddha accepted the challenge, and for him it was not really a challenge. I mean, he wanted to help everyone. But then he got into Angulimala's heart. He reformed him. He made him a monk. And over time, Angulimala became like a saint, a great being, a great and kind, compassionate being, very peaceful, and he could make peace with himself and with even the others around him. So it's a wonderful story that shows that that even so-called sinners can reform if given the right input, right teachings of compassion. So again, so kindness is kindness and gratitude. And then we have affirmations that can also be self-dialogues. Many people enjoy affirmations, that's okay. Positive ones, of course. Then we can have also meta meditation, so meditation of loving kindness. You can watch many videos about it on the web, like guided meditation, meta meditation. It's Buddhist kind of meditation of practice. I'm not sure it can really be called meditation. It's kind of a practice where one wish well to all beings. First to all living beings, and that's not only humans, all beings, all species, and then to those that are close to us. That's maybe the second step. Then the first step is to those that are neutral to us, that we don't really think about much, like the cashier at the supermarket, for example. and we don't really have any kind of thought about them, neither positive nor negative. Or also co-workers that we do not really work with much and we don't know well, then that's also neutral. So we wish them well also. And there is like a specific way of saying like wishing them peace and happiness and long life, etc. And then the most interesting part of the practice is the last one, where we wish well even to those that are difficult to us. Um, Not necessarily mortal enemies, could be, but more generally in just people, in our life, we may have people who we have difficulties relating with, can be even our family or even friends. Um, we don't feel very comfortable near them. Maybe sometimes we have no choice but to be with them, but can be difficult. And because maybe we scold each other often, we don't understand each other, different opinions and different habits, etc. So those are those that are difficult to us, and it could even be like so-called mortal enemies for some people that that one has very bad thoughts about. But then, yeah, even then, the idea is to wish them well and happiness. Why do we do that? It is to expand our compassion to even those that are not easy. Doesn't matter who is at fault, who is right, who is wrong. But it's just an expansion of compassion, because that helps to engrave in us the idea that all beings are one ultimately. Some do bad things for because of society, because they were born in a certain place, because of their history in life. It doesn't mean that we can excuse anything. Doesn't That's not the idea. It's not the idea um, or not protecting ourselves. Of course, we need to protect ourselves, but at the same time, um, we can remove all the grudges that we have against those people, and understand deeply that they also have their own problems. They have their own mental makeup, their habits. They probably have quite bad influence, maybe themselves, from maybe the wrong leaders. Um, and yeah, we wish them well, because if people are happy, then they will not bother us. They will be peaceful themselves. So wishing them well means that if they are really well and happy, then they will not want to make us unhappy. So I don't believe anyone can be happy by making other people unhappy. That's just not possible. Happiness is something that needs to be shared among all people. That's why when one wins, even like a war, then everyone will be happy and one will be unhappy. But that's the best would be to stop all wars and to really have diplomatic solutions to all wars, at least, and to find peace and common ground among us as much as possible. Sometimes that is, of course, this world is complicated, so but we can do our best, because violence never solves violence. War never solves anything. As we see in history, wars repeat themselves quite often. When one stops, another one starts, maybe another place in the world. So we need to grow up as as a species, as one giant heart, and to try to let go of all the clutches of the past also, and to make changes so that bad things do not happen again, and to make people happy as much as possible, at least not make enemies out of them. Um, that's the only way to stop violence, really. Um, and to, of course, from my presentation, you know that I believe that the vegan lifestyle is the best way. If everyone was vegan, for me, there would not be any war. So, kind of the startup of wars is what we put in our mouth. Because when one eats violence, um, violence will enter our life one way or another. So if we want peace on this in this world, we need to stop all violence towards all beings, and that includes the animal species, of course. They are like brothers and sisters to us, and they are very innocent. They are like children. They are like babies that we need to take good care of. They are the most innocent beings on this planet, much more than humans. Um, they are defenseless, basically, completely defenseless beings. So we have no rights to hurt them. And since we do it on such a um, mass scale in this world, like we kill trillions of beings, including the ocean creatures per year, what else can it bring but violence towards between humans as well? Because when we kill any being, that being doesn't want to die. It has a lot of sad emotions, even violent emotions. And not only that, how we treat them also when they are alive. It's absolutely terrible. And this results in our numbing our compassion and kindness towards also humans. In all societies, there's no one society that is higher than the others, nowadays at least. So we need to think about it. There are very few places on earth where there is compassion is the root, and no one is 100%. And those that are closest are in probably in India, like in some in some cities in India, one needs to be like lacto-vegetarians, so no meat, fish, or eggs, like in Rishikesh, I believe. Unfortunately, dairy is still permitted, so there is still a lot of violence that comes from that. But at least some part of it is removed, maybe 50%. The day that they stop drinking milk, frulo, and cheese and ghee, I would probably relocate to one of those places. But there are very few such places on Earth, and most places continue with this inherent, indirect but very true violence. And again, when we eat them, when we concrete those violent acts, we indirectly, even though we are part of it when we consume any animal-based products, we are not aware of it immediately, but we just are. And this creates a very big ripple effect on the world at large, on the planet at large, like a very bad negative covering, negative veil, very, very, very negative. And it sprouts forth in different ways, through wars, through calamities, through climate change, through health issues for many of us. And this comes from that very singly unique, simple place of forgetfulness about the unity of all beings. And once this will be remembered, sometimes in the future, then this world will become heaven for all beings. That is just a choice. It's a choice that we make every day. We do not have to make that choice. We do not have to eat that egg or fish or meat or dairy, drink that dairy, or eat that cheese or butter or ghee. It's a choice. And if we choose the compassionate way, then that's wonderful. And then we remove that violence at least from our own heart, from our own body and mind and being, and then we become more peaceful. If everyone did it around the world, this world would become heaven. Then we would start to help each other instead of going to war. So that is the metta meditation. So I started from that, and then I went to other parts, but sometimes I ramble. So then we have also the self and the contemplation part, which is thinking about higher truths. That's wonderful to think about higher truths, like who am I not. We also discussed this in depth before, how important that is. To know that we are a divine being. Really, we are what is called soul. Soul just means awareness, consciousness. And we are part of the divine. We are part of the ocean of consciousness. We are not really separate. We are, a drop of the ocean is the same qualitatively than the ocean. Quantitatively it is not, but qualitatively it is. So the quality of a drop is the same as the ocean, but of course the quantity is different. So one could say that we are just a drop, but a drop is the ocean itself. When the drop drops in the ocean, it becomes the ocean. So that's one of the idea of spiritual practice, is to merge with the divine, merge with the beloved, with the ocean of consciousness, with the ocean of true love, and then we become that ocean. But yeah, so that is the idea of who am I, just kind of self-inquiry to let us think about it. Then we have self-counseling, where it's more about counseling ourselves, like what do I want? Whatever I do, is it useful? What are my goals in life? How can I achieve them? And of course, only positive goals. So that is like self-counseling. And then we have friendship with mind, where we try to be a friend with the mind, just a happy friend. And then, so those are like the main categories, I would say. And there can be others, of course. If you think about any others, that's okay too, as long as it is positive. So let's do that for let's say 9 minutes. So 9 minutes of self-dialogue. I will ring the bell to start with and ring the bell at the end. So you decide what you want to talk with yourself and just talk. So that concludes the self-dialogue part. Let's now move to the meditation. So that will be the last meditation of this retreat. So meditation is very important. It is to be able to focus better, to calm ourselves, calm our mind, calm our heart, body, everything. There are different types of meditation. We did not discuss much, but okay, in this retreat we did mainly, it's not only the breath awareness meditation, anapanasati meditation, which is great. It's very easy. Just watch the breath. Watch the breath when. So we need to be very. The breath should not be. It's not a controlled breath. It's just letting the breath be, like breathing normally, like watching someone breathe, and then we watch ourselves breathe, and we focus on the sensations of the breath, either at the entrance of the nostrils or at the upper lips, or it can be also the belly coming in and out, or the sensation of hot and cold air, or cold and hot air that come in and out of the nostrils, of the nose. And so we try just to watch it. That's all there is to it. And every time that we sway away from it, we kindly, mindfully bring our attention back to our object of concentration. As we said, meditation is like the focus part of the practice, one point and focus, which is very important, and mindfulness is what brings our attention back to meditation, basically. So they both work together. They are like one and the same. One could say that mindfulness is the manager of meditation, is the boss, and he's telling meditation to continue to go back to do this practice whenever we sway away. So it's a good idea in the beginning to count the breath. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1. Each inhalation, exhalation is a count. It's also a good idea to, when we inhale, to think in our mind in, and when we exhale out. That way it gives the mind some additional anchor to practice and to focus. Otherwise the mind will easily sway away. And and every time that we have thoughts that come and that really wishes to bring us on under train of thoughts, then we can think the word thinking, for example, which would take us away from that train and bring us back to our object of concentration. So it's like acknowledging the thought, thank you, I see that you are there, and then going back to the meditation. So yeah, and we should think about the thoughts as if they are clouds. Clouds in the sky that just are there, but if we do not focus on them, then they will just go away after a short period of time. But if we focus on them, maybe we try to follow one, then maybe we need to walk and to run and to use a cart and we follow a cloud, then that could create some problem. So all we do is just watch the clouds, we watch the sky, and behind the sky there's always a blue sky. And the blue sky represents our pure mind, and the clouds are just temporary phenomena that only exist temporarily, and we should not focus on them. At least not in meditation. We focus just on the concentration, and then the sky will appear. So, so let's do that now for 9 minutes. So that is a practice at the end of meditation that we do, is to rub the hands, to create some heat, bring the palms on the eyes, and then slowly remove the hands away, looking at the darkness in the hands, and then looking outside. That's a way to go back to the world in a peaceful way. So that concludes the meditation. That concludes the retreat. So I hope it was useful to anyone. Hope it will help anyone, help the animals. Of course, it's something that is extremely important to me, but not only to me, to many people, to all the animals, to Mother Earth, to the humans too, to their health, and to kindness and compassion itself. So let's do our best to make this world a heaven. All of us together. We cannot do it alone. Each one of us is a pillar in this world, and we need each other. So we need to count on each other. We need to bring this peace and compassion, to stop all wars together. And one of the best way for us to contribute to it is switching to a vegan lifestyle. As weird as it might sound, if one thinks about the logic behind it, it's quite logical. Because we want to eliminate all violence, and whatever we do to the animal species, we do to the humans as well. So if we want to stop all negative things towards the humans, we also need to stop all the negative things towards the animal species. We cannot. It's not possible to do it any way else. There's no way to stop wars without stopping the wars that we have against nature, against the animals. And they are defenseless, so that's even more important to help them. Not we want to help the defenseless. It's a wonderful aspiration, wonderful goal, wonderful way of living, way of being. And when we do that to all the animal species, we will do it to all the human species. It's inevitable. And yeah, I believe this world will become heaven at some point in the future. And as such, I believe this world will become vegan, or mostly vegan, sometimes in the future. I don't know when, but I hope it will be soon, sooner than later. But at least we can do our parts and do our best to go into that direction. If one, at least going flexitarian, doing like vegan most of the time, that at least would be the first step. Or maybe vegan a day or two, or going all the way and do like a challenge like the Veganuary. It's a wonderful challenge and one of the most amazing thing ever. If one switching to a vegan lifestyle is one of the most the best decision one can ever make in one's life, or at least one of the best decisions by far. Of course, if one is not yet vegan, one doesn't yet understand that exactly. But when one does, then one will understand it. So thank you so much for being here, for listening, for being you, and having a kind and compassionate heart. And I wish you all the best in all aspects of life. to be happy and joyful and peaceful and blissful, and to have only yeah the best of life and peace of mind, peace of environment, um, and yeah. So see you next time and bye bye. Let's end with the mantra. So Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free, and may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all of nature, peace to all living beings, to all the animal people, to all the humans, and finally peace to our own self, to our own mind. Om. Thank you. Bye bye.